Guys, you're very familiar why we have Dr. Laura Pressley here. And so without any further ado, now what's going to happen is they're going to, while she's talking, continue to take care of you. We're going to try to see if we can leave her some time at the end for some Q&A. So thanks so much for your attendance. Have a great time. Take your time. And let's all focus in 100% on Dr. Laura. Laura, Barbara's going to help you so that when you need slides.
I think we're good.
Are you good? You got the clicker?
We got the clicker? We're good. Look at there.
Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, an applause for Dr. Laura Pressley, PhD.
Okay, guys, I'm just so glad to be here. Thank you. And everybody's experience, y'all are just the perfect audience for this. And I like this intimacy because, you know, usually I'll take questions at the end of the presentation. Why don't we, if you have a burning question in the middle of it, go ahead and ask and we'll cover it. So, okay. So I ran for city council in 2014, and Austin had just gone to 10-member districts. And my district is one of the poorest in the city. And we were talking over here, if you want to know an economically challenged and crime-ridden area of Austin, it's the Runberg area. It's the northeast part of the city. So I ran in that area, and it's a lot of working people. Our average income, household income, is $36,000. Okay, that's on the lower end. It is. And you know, and I grew up poor. My dad was a cattle auctioneer at the stockyards in Fort Worth, so I know what it's like to be poor, and that we're in a very poor district. And the race was very contentious. There was a lot of negative campaigning my opponent did. The Democrats moved my opponent into my district 2 weeks before the deadline. He was 24 years old, lived in Austin about 2 years. I've been in there almost 28 years, and a lot of history, saving money, saving millions of dollars at City Hall. We were slated to win that race, and all the polls showed me winning. They moved him in 2 weeks before the deadline, and we found out that just 2 years before, he'd written a paper that he was an atheist when he was in college. And I'll tell you what, poor people, I've been poor, we're not atheists. We don't do that. And so my district is 28 square miles with 50 churches. We're not going to elect an atheist. And there's a lot of real issues that happened in that race that he was not going to win. But somehow on election night, he came in at 2-1 beating me, and I knew it was wrong. I knew I'd won that election. Everything said I'd won it. So I got up the next morning and started looking at data. My background is I have a PhD in chemistry and physics from UT Austin, and I worked 17 years in the semiconductor industry. So I know a little math. You know, I know how to add stuff up. And I know computer technology. I have 4 U.S. patents in computer technology. So I know how they work. So I'm not the person you want to steal an election from with an electronic voting machine, because I understand how they work. So we got up the next morning, started analyzing data, and it didn't make sense what had happened. And what I want to do is walk through the laws. How many here have worked on campaigns? Everybody? That's right. You know, we worry about block walking and phone banking and kissing babies. What we need to be worried about is how the votes are counted. Isn't that what Stalin said? Right? We got to worry about how they're counted.
That's Lyndon Johnson. It's not how you vote that counts, it's how you count the votes.
That's right. Yeah, I think Stalin said it before he did. So that's the issue. And I say, if you're one of the good guys, one of the good candidates going up against the status quo, you can get to the 1-yard line with a good campaign. What gets you in the end zone is preventing your election from being stolen. And that is new information. That's a new paradigm, okay? All right, so what I want to do is walk through the election laws in Texas. We have some of the best election laws in the state, and no one's following them. Okay? No one's, say it again.
You say the best election laws in the state.
In the country, we do. Yes, in the country. There's, we've been very picky about electronic voting here in Texas, and we've got the best laws, but we're not following them. Have you ever heard of that before? We have them, but we're not following them.
Yes.
So let's walk through the laws of how it's supposed to be, and then I'm going to go through the evidence of our case, and then I'm going to go through what's going on across the state of Texas and what we're doing about it, okay? And so you can ask questions as we go. All right, this is the electronic voting system we use in Travis County. It's used in Harris County. It's used in Galveston County. It's the Hart InterCivic machine. You ever wondered what happens to your vote when you cast it on that machine? What happens to it? Well, it goes on to what's called a mobile ballot box. a memory card. And where do all those cards go? They go to one computer, one main computer. If you want to steal an election, let's say Harris County, you don't want to be at all those thousands of, that 1,000 precincts that you have in Harris County, with all those thousands judges and poll watchers. You want to be at the main computer, because that's where it's happening, where all the cards come to you. That's the efficient way to do it. Same in Galveston County, same in Travis County. They all converge. All these cards, hundreds, thousands of them converge to one location, that main computer. And nobody's watching that main computer. Our poll watchers are stuck at the precincts, right? That's where we have poll watchers, right?
Right.
We don't have them at the main computer. We're going to get to that. Okay.
You call that fighting the last war.
That's right. It's the exactly where it's happening. Okay? Everything else is a distraction. Everything else is a distraction. All right. The Texas Constitution and our Texas Election Code is phenomenal. This code, Chapter 52, is the most powerful there is in the state of Texas. We have, it says the state, the vote in Texas is by official ballot. You can't vote on any old piece of paper in Texas. And actually, we define what a ballot is. And that's just amazing. You have the state constitution, and this election code says you got to have a serial number on those ballots. You got to trace them, all right?